So Dawid Malan retires from international cricket as of today, August 29th, 2024. And the kind of general consensus, who really cares? Do you know what I mean? It's quite sad, really. You look at stats, and obviously tests didn't really work out for him, averaging 27, but ODI and T20 level, obviously, is where he found his home. Obviously, he was ranked previously the number one T20 batter in the world. I think it was in 2021. He averaged, but at ODI level, he averaged 55. I mean, look at stats here. 30 ODIs, averaging 55.76 with 6 tons and 7 50s. T20 level has a T20 100 behind him with 16 50s. But I think the manner that he played the game was what kind of never really captured kind of the nation's heart. Do you want to say that, a bit of a cliche, but you look at the likes of his peers who he kind of was Peter a spot with, the likes of Alex Hales, Jason Roy, Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, and recently Phil Salt. They covered a much more bigger profile, said, more greater fanfare, more outspoken. And I think that's the reason why he's never really been taken to, if you look at likes of, for example, a Johnny Bairstow, kind of brash and cocky individual, very similar ages to Malan. Malan couldn't be anything different, really. I think in Malan's statement today, he was saying how he always felt like he was having to prove himself. He was always looking over his shoulder. And that's quite sad, really, because his numbers stack up. You had like some wisdom back in, back previously, who were questioning his position. Even when he was ranked T20 batsman, the number one T20 batsman in the world, Wisdom was still questioning him. And he never really had the whole general public on his side. People always questioned Dawid Malan's inclusion in a successful England side. And this is pre-Brady Mack and Ben Stokes. So, I feel like it's a very solid career that he's carved out for himself, but not one that's going to live on the memory. I think people will look in 10 years' time and say, yeah, he was a good player. He eked his way out. He had a decent career for himself and he was formidable at times. But I think when they really need him, for example, 2023 World Cup, he was found once. He wasn't that bad, actually. But I think his last game was 31, 39 balls against Pakistan and kind of went out with a whimper. Kind of surmises how his career I think, not surmises the career went, but he never really went out with a bang, did he? And I think his career was never really had that kind of bang and a kind of fire in it. It never really was that, was it? So, but it's a bit of a shame, really, because I think, we could have gotten a bit more out of Dawid Malan, especially test level, but it wasn't to be. So there we go. This is something else, actually, was finishing up. But yeah, I want to say, actually, I think I really support the guy for coming out. Got included for the white ball squad against Australia. I think he still holds a 1-year contract, still holds an ECB contract, obviously, that won't be renewed. But I think to make the quick decision, just to kind of retire from international cricket, I think it's a good thing. I respect him for that. I think Jason Roy could take a leaf out of his book and kind of just say, what, let's pack it in. He's not wanted, Jason Roy. So Dawid Malan's realised that. I think that he's not even 37 yet, he's turning 37 next week. But I think he's also, his power's on the wane. He saw in the 100 this year for Oval Invincibles. He transferred from Trent Rockets. I think he's got 180 runs in 9 innings. And I think his strike rate's about 95, wasn't even 100. Anyway, so I think obviously his power's probably in the wane. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him back at Middlesex, going back there after he departed, all the kind of behind the scenes issues there. But I'd love to see him go back to Middlesex and kind of help them out of the deep, dark pit that they're currently in. Anyway, I'll leave it there. But that's really it. My kind of thoughts on Dawid Malan. A career I feel like not truly fulfilled for, I would say that. So yeah, anyway, right guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.